Okay, this is section 8-2, page 426. This is number 6. It is on your homework. We're going to go through, and what they are wanting to find on this particular problem is what is the volume of the cylinder. And we're going to use 3.14 for pi, and it also then wants you to round it to the nearest tenth. So what we have given in here is our diagram. We have a height of 4 centimeters, and they're giving us here, it says C equals 22.4 centimeters. Now, C would be the circumference, and so for us to find the volume, we need to know the radius, and we do not have the radius. So we've got to use our circumference to help us to find the radius. So my circumference formula, C equals 2 pi r. And so I'm going to use that formula. Since they gave me the circumference, I'm going to plug in 22.4 for the circumference. 2 is going to stay in there. I'm going to use 3.14 for my pi, and then r is what I'm looking for, so I need to find r. So now I have everything in there and I can solve for r. So first thing we need to do is take 2 times 3.14, so this would stay 22.4 equals, and then 2 times 3.4 would be 6.28, and then times r. And now I want to solve for r, so I'm going to divide then by 6.28 to both sides, and 22.4 divided by 6.28, that's 3.566, and then it's going to keep going on, and these divide out, and it leaves me then r. So r equals, and since this was to the tenths, I'm going to go ahead and round this to tenths. This is a 6, so that's going to round that up to 3.6, and that would be centimeters, and that would be my radius. So now I found the radius. Given the circumference, we used our circumference formula. We plugged in the circumference, we plugged in 3.14, and then we solved for r to get our radius. And so over here, I'm going to write r equals 3.6, and that would be centimeters. Now, with the lack of space here, I'm going to erase, and then I'm going to find the volume. So I'm going to erase this, and then it's wanting you to find the volume. And so the first thing we want to do is write the volume formula. And this is a cylinder, so make sure you get the correct formula. The volume for a cylinder is equal to capital B, which is area of the base, times the height. Now, they're not giving us the area of the base, so we need to find that. So we're going to substitute in pi r squared, because that is the area of the base, which would be a circle. So that's the same as the B. And so now our formula looks like this. I put the pi r squared in place of B, because that will give me the area of the base. Pi r squared would be the area of the circle. Now I can take and plug in my r, and I can plug in my height, and I can find the volume. And so V equals, I'm going to leave pi in there for right now. My radius is 3.6, and I've got to square that. And then my height is 4. So I'm plugging in my radius, plugging in the height. So once you get your formula, plug in the numbers for the radius, for the height, and now then we can simplify. We're going to leave pi in there for right now. And so I have pi, and then 3.6 times 3.6, that's going to be 12.96, and then it's going to be times the 4, the height. And so now we have 12.96, we can multiply times 4. And so our volume equals, and 4 times 12.96 gives me 51.84. And then we still have the pi symbol. Now, I'm going to plug in the 3.14 now for pi, and then we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. So 51.84 times 3.14. And so we're going to multiply those together, and we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. And so that's going to end up to be 162.8. And that would, don't forget your units, that'd be centimeters cubed. So the volume of the cylinder is going to end up to be 162.8 centimeters cubed. So there again, anytime they give you C equals to a number, that's the circumference. You're going to have to use the circumference formula to find the radius. And then once you get your radius, then you can find your volume, because now you've got the radius and the height, and you can solve for your volume. And that's it. So that's example number 6.